Welcome to CRE Success, the podcast, where we help people working in commercial real estate achieve their professional goals. Check us out online at cresuccess.co/podcast. And now here's your host, Darren Krakowiak.
Hello, welcome to another bonus episode of CRE Success, the podcast. Today we're talking about how to use social media in a way that will help you curate a personal brand that reaches more people and projects the type of image that you want to convey. Stick around because at the end of today's bonus episode, I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on a free training session which is all about personal branding in commercial real estate. It will help you apply everything that we talk about in this episode. I'll tell you how to do that at the end of the episode. Before we get into today's content, one thing I do want to share with you is that CRE Success membership is now accepting new members. If you work in commercial real estate in a client-facing or revenue-generating role, and you've ever wished that you had more clients coming into your pipeline, or maybe you'd like to get more deals or projects handled a little bit more quickly, or perhaps you'd just like to have a bit more motivation to keep you going, a community to support you, or even a sounding board to provide feedback and reassurance. Well, this is the membership platform that you've been looking for. If you'd like to know more, visit cresuccess.co/membership, and there's a page with all of the information. Members get access to course materials, live monthly sessions with group coaching, and you'll also become part of a supportive community. If you like the content we present in this podcast, then I'm sure you'll love being part of CRE Success membership. Okay, let's get on to today's episode. How it's going to work is I'm going to be sharing 5 of the best tips about social media from previous guests of CRE Success, the podcast. One thing about all of these guests is that they're all very active on LinkedIn, but they're also very proficient at using Instagram. And I think Instagram isn't so common in commercial real estate. It's very common in residential real estate, not so much in our industry. So I think that you can follow them, you can have a look at what they're doing on Instagram, and maybe you'll want to do the same. First up, we're going to be hearing from Jeff Moxham. He runs Ray White Commercial's Metropolitan Sydney office. Let's talk about personal branding. You're quite active on LinkedIn when it comes to sharing content, but also in terms of engaging with other people's posts and just being visible in general. What's your strategy there?
I think I've really got into social media. I'm probably a bit late, actually, compared to some of my colleagues, Joey Asaf and Peter Vines, and really I sort of have learnt from them, actually, how important it is, and I've gone sort of all out and engaged. I've got an external company that helps me creating good content and steering and doing the actual physical posting and putting all the hashtags in, and I sort of then engage with my crowd out there and you know, liking and commenting and all that sort of stuff. And I think if you're not, I personally think social media is just massively important, and it's another area of commercial that typically are well behind than the good residential agents. I've spent money on it and I think it's hugely important, but I think what was very important for me was I didn't want to be doing more than just I've sold this and I've listed this, but hopefully having content that is people are interested in. Like I do an interview once a month with different people in the industry, and you know, put up some things that I've learned from. I read a book each or listen to a book each month. I try to have content that's engaging and that is actually of interest. And you know, like engaging with other people's content is, I think it's important because as an engager and a user of social media, you know the importance of it, and you like it when people engage with you, so it's sort of try and do the same in return.
If you want to follow Jeff on Instagram at Jeff_Moxham_commercial property. Next up is Sheila Lobian, a former colleague of mine who now runs her own agency in Manila called Lobien Realty Group. Sheila, let's talk about personal branding and content marketing. I know from what I've seen on LinkedIn and Instagram that you set a very high standard in our industry for having curated and grown an amazing personal brand. I've seen you do it in various digital channels, and I've seen it through your interaction with others. My question to you is, how have you done that? Because it's all come together really well. And also, what have been the benefits from investing the time to do it?
Okay, so number one, I'd say I'm very authentic because what you see is what you get. There's no Sheila in the social media and another Sheila when you meet her in person. So that's, I think, my number one thing. People see Sheila in the social media. It's similar to when they meet me. So you have to be authentic. You can't fool people. People see through you, right? And in our business, we interact a lot. We get to meet a lot of people, and they will know if you are just, putting a front. So when I started sharing information, it's not just because I want people to see me. I was actually putting a lot of posts in LinkedIn, in my Facebook, because I want to connect with my friends. For LinkedIn, it's also because I have a lot of, back then we have in the global company, you have a lot of colleagues abroad, and it's a way for us to connect with each other and also to share information. So that was just the start until finally I see a lot of, followers, people sharing information with you as well. And it's a platform that I enjoy, the social media. And then the benefit of that, when you're always out there and you're sharing your thoughts, you're sharing ideas, people appreciate that. They learn from you, and at the same time, you learn from going out and meeting people as well. So the benefit of that, they see you as a credible person. Because, once you stand there on stage or up there, you know your craft well and you're sharing that. So people view you as a credible person and they'll go to you. It's simpler and one of the best ways also to put your name out there. When they see you talking in the public with other reputable speakers also, that adds to one's credibility. And so far, I've enjoyed that. I have learned a lot by doing that. It was not something that I enjoyed initially, but I had to stretch myself. In the beginning, it was not something that I liked to go up on stage and share things. But since, we've been doing the real estate, we've been in the real estate market for so long, I feel like somehow I have something to share. I have something to give to people also. I will not stand there just to show myself, but I will talk and share because I have something valuable for people to also know. So yeah, if you're starting your career and you want to be known, the social media is number one. It's one of the best way to start. You also have to be good in what you do. Can't just post and yeah.
You can check out Sheila on Instagram at Sheila Lobian. By the way, if you're having trouble with all of these handles, don't worry, they are in the show notes. Next up is Joshua Charles. He's held some really big jobs at CBRE and Cushman & Wakefield, but now he's the face of his own firm, One Commercial. Well, Josh, I think one way that you've really set yourself apart from the competition recently is through the social media coverage and activity that you have. And that's how I originally came across you. I saw some of your great videos that you put on LinkedIn. And how have you come to realize, or why did you decide to start a social media strategy when it comes to how you promote and connect with your audience and with your network?
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? And it's something that I've probably only been doing now for about 18 months. I go back to when I first started in real estate. We'd print out 300, 400, 500 canvas letters, and you'd post date them. So you'd print them out today, and you'd date them for 2 days from now. So you'd have time to sign them and envelope them. And I'd literally take them home, and these are all to everybody in your market, telling them what's going on. You've just sold this. I've just leased that. Fast forward to today, and at the click of a button, I can be at a property, do a video, and put that online, which I literally did this morning and yesterday, and thousands of people can see what's going on, and then you get that brand recognition straight away. So there is a lot of that potential for top of mind advantage in our business, Darren. What's to say that the morning that I put something on Instagram and one of our potential clients sees it, they're not going out to agents that morning saying, okay, guys, we need a submission from 3 agents for the sale of this $100 million asset. And I can tell you that actually has happened, that exact scenario. So we're buying ourselves a seat at the table and making sure that, we're not as big as some of the big firms. We've got to make a bit more noise with what we've got.
Yeah, social media is a bit of a democratizer, a level playing field.
It is. Absolutely it is. And if it wasn't for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, we wouldn't be able to convey that success to 95% of the people that we want to.
Check out Josh Charles on Instagram at Joshua Charles 01. Edie Weintraub earned the moniker Edie Everywhere based on her hands-on approach to staying on top of the retail markets in her base of Atlanta, Georgia. So your Instagram is fantastic, I've got to say. Great photos, great videos, great grid layout, and a great variety of content. People can find you at edie.everywhere, and I'll put that link on our show notes as well. I've noticed one post in particular recently with some great tips on how to conduct business as a broker. And I'm just curious to know what your intention is with sharing that type of content.
Absolutely. No, I think that I come across so many people who are very curious as to, how a commercial real estate broker is different than residential. And then even getting into commercial real estate, there's so many other factors, right? You could be doing industrial, you could do office, you could do property management. And so I think I just wanted to share with people the level of service that I offer my clients and what I do to make sure that I understand their business. I find that there are a handful of people that, are I like to call them paper pushers, right? They don't really take the time to invest in understanding what that client truly needs. And so I don't think that they're in a position then to serve them and see them grow and be successful. So I have, I've had multiple calls come in to say, hey, Edie, would, this such and such client consider this space in my shopping center? And I'm embarrassed for them when I have to say, well, you know that we have a store in the market that's, 5 minutes away. Are you asking if our lease term is coming up for expiration and we would consider relocating? So it's about not only educating your clients in terms of where to position themselves in the market, but I do spend a lot of time also educating property owners on how to appropriately talk to either, the restaurateur or to me and make sure that people are doing their homework in advance of reaching out.
Thank you for sharing that. I think I do want to point out that particular post. It was on Halloween this year, the 31st of October, so very easy for people to find. And what I liked about it was that, you're kind of being a resource for your colleagues and peers in the industry. You're demonstrating to clients what they can expect from you. You're showing prospective clients that they may not be being adequately served by their existing brokers. So I thought it really worked at many levels.
Thank you so much.
Check out Edie's Instagram at Edie.everywhere. Daniel O'Brien is a 2-time winner of Commercial Agency of the Year in New South Wales. He owns and operates 2 offices, the Inner West and South Sydney, under the LJ Hooker commercial brand. I've seen from your social media profile that you're quite honest and you like to curate a personal brand that goes beyond commercial real estate capability. A lot of what you post on LinkedIn, I've seen some success quotes and even, stuff around the importance of family. So what's your intention when you're sharing that type of content?
In regards to the success quotes, I just find they give me a bit of a pick-me-up. And yeah, I really like them. So that's why I share those. In terms of the family side, it's good for people to see another side of you rather than just another chest-beating agent talking about all the deals they do on social media. So like I said before, Darren, it's a real people business, property. And, I'm not just an agent, right? I'm a dad, I'm a son, a brother, a partner. Like there's lots of aspects to my life, and I'm happy to open the lid a little bit on all of those, just so people get to see the real me. And I think that's really important. Clients like it, and I'm not sure if my network likes it or not, but I'm just trying to be a little bit different in that, in that regard.
Well, social media, I think, has changed a lot about how we engage with clients and prospects in the market. Gives us the opportunity to, curate that personal brand at scale rather than have to rely on one-on-one relationships. Check out Daniel on Instagram at DanielOBIE79. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of CRE Success, the podcast. I hope it's helped you think about how you too can curate a stronger personal brand. Now, if you want to learn more about this topic, I've got a free webinar that you can catch the replay of. It's all about personal branding in commercial real estate, and the webinar will show you an easy 3-step process that I created, which is called Grow, Show, and Know Your Network. This is a process I've made so commercial real estate professionals can accelerate the know, like, and trust process with prospective clients and create more opportunities in their market. If you'd like to see it, I'll make it really easy. Just send an email to hello@cresuccess.co and we'll send you a copy. That's hello@cresuccess.co. All of the Instagram handles, including ours, which is @CRE Success, along with the names of our guests, so you can find them easily on LinkedIn, and which episodes they appeared in CRE Success, the podcast Season 1, is all contained in the show notes. So make sure you check that out if you'd like to go back and learn some more. That's all we've got for you today. Thanks so much for listening, and I will speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening to CRE Success, the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe to us on your favourite podcast platform and be sure to leave us a 5-star review. For more information about the show, just check the show notes on your podcast app or visit us online at cresuccess.co.